You never know who's going to make the hiring decision. Hey, I am Chuck the bureaucrat, and there's this funny little story that gets passed around LinkedIn from time to time. It kind of goes like this. I was late for an interview with a Fortune 500 company, and when I got to the building, there was this little dog, and he was all dirty and wet, and he had a sore paw, and my heart just went out to him. And so even though I was late, I took that dog to the vet, and I got him cleaned up and cared for, and I got him adopted by a new home. And of course, I missed my interview, but it was important to me to care for this little dog. But then, 2 days later, I get a phone call, and wouldn't you know, that little dog was the CEO of the company, and he offered me a corner office job. I know, it's crazy, but as silly as this story is, there's actually an element of truth for colonels retiring from the military. Let's say you're a colonel retiring from the Pentagon. You got people who work directly for you. You got a bunch of people who've worked for you in the past. And then there's all these people who work around you. And trust me, each and every one of them has an opinion of you about whether or not they would actually ever want to work with you again. Now, as long as you're in uniform, this doesn't matter. I mean, if there's a lieutenant who doesn't like the major he's working for, who cares? Because that lieutenant is not going to affect the major's career. But when you transition out of the military, you might be surprised just how much influence those junior people have on your future. It might just be as simple as someone saying, "Hey, we're thinking about hiring Chuck. Do you know anything about him?" And then the disgruntled major unloads a 35-minute monologue about all the personal shortcomings of Chuck and why he should definitely not be hired. Or you might sit down for a job interview and look across the table to discover that there's somebody on the hiring panel with some very specific questions that they're going to ask you to demonstrate just how unfit you are for this job. And then you might actually have a former subordinate who is making the hiring decision. So long before you actually start your military transition, you have to treat every interaction, regardless of who it's with respect and dignity. You have to show competence and good judgment. Of course, you want to deliver results for your senior rater, but you want to be careful that you do it without beating the people underneath you too hard. Now, if you want to know exactly how to deliver what your senior rater wants, watch this video.